Hey folks, and welcome to part 7 of Spark the Electric Jester. In the last part we just got through Clara Valley, if I'm even pronouncing that right. And now we're in Turbulence Plains, if I'm even pronouncing that right. Folks, these past couple of weeks have been crazy for me, and the reason why I haven't been able to record the way I wanted to record is because I've been getting my Twitch ready. I'm gonna leave a description of my Twitch page in the description below so you folks can go ahead and check it out. I do have a couple of streams on there. I've been streaming Sleeping Dogs, a fantastic game by the way, and I finally got to that. And I do have a channel set up for all my Twitch archives, which I will also leave in the description below, folks. I finally got the Sleeping Dogs. I wasn't originally going to plan to have that as my first stream, but you know what? I said, since I didn't have any other games to play, I didn't want to show off the Yakuza games. Oh, by the way, I beat all of the Yakuza games. I am done with the Yakuza games for a while. I finished 6. 6 was good. I've now got the full story. Don't know if I'm going to get 7 because 7 is such a weird departure from the others. It's RPG instead of beat 'em up. I don't have a problem with it being an RPG. It's just that it's such a departure from the original. I was so used to all of them being, beat 'em ups, and for it to go to an RPG is such a strange turn. But you know what? Sega does what Sega does. I think the reason why they decided to go with RPG is because it's a new protagonist and they wanted to change up the gameplay for that protagonist. I think there was an article stating that somewhere. I think I might have read it on Twitter or something like that. But yeah, you know what? And this is a new saga. It's not the Kiryu saga anymore because of how Yakuza 6 ended. I'm not gonna spoil it in case, anybody that hasn't played it yet. So, that's why they decided to go with the playstyle for Yakuza 7. And I don't think it's even called Yakuza 7 or Yakuza 7. Because of the name, it's called Yakuza Like a Dragon. But we'll see what's in store. I might change my thought later down the road. If I do, I'll let you guys know. I might just do a full perspective on the Yakuza series, which would be kind of interesting for you folks. I'm thinking about streaming Yakuza or Yakuza. I keep saying it's either or. I might stream that. Thinking about it, but I want to finish Sleeping Dogs first before I decide to overload myself with streaming as well. That's why I haven't been able to that's why I wasn't able to update for you folks, because as I stated before, I've been doing been trying to get my Twitch together, if I can start doing streaming. I was supposed to do that actually 2 years ago when I stated I was going to start streaming for you folks. So now that I'm finally in the swing of things, I do have another channel up, so that's 4 channels total that I have now, with one of them being pretty much dead, which is the Instrumental King 21. The only reason I decided to keep that page up and running is because there are some people that still do watch the Mugen content on that channel, so I'm not going to deprive them from, going back and watching over thousands of interesting matchup fights. So I'm going to keep that channel up just because that channel do have a lot of subscribers, so I'm just going to keep that up for them. Maybe somewhere in the distant future I'll return back to that channel, but as of now that channel is pretty much dead, and it's probably gonna stay like that for some time until, maybe I'll get back to it, I don't know. But in the meantime, folks, speaking of Mugen, it's not completely dead. Although I am bored of it, I will be putting some non-commentary Mugen fights on this channel, just to keep you guys, just to keep the channel kind of alive while I'm doing other stuff with my other channels, such as Silent Sean Gaming, which is a channel where I just focus on, the slogan on that channel is no commentary, just gameplay. So I'm going to be focusing on that. I don't have a microphone. Well, I have a microphone for my Twitch. It's a PlayStation microphone, but you know, I'm just, for streaming though, so I'm just gonna take it easy. When I do get my mic set up, it's probably gonna be for Tekken matches and whatever the next game I decide to stream. So, you know, I'm just bearing my bearings for now while I pretty much take on the demonic form of Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever the hell this thing's supposed to be. It looks like a hedgehog, but you know, just keep doing the pattern that I'm doing to take this thing out. It's not that hard. It just rolls back and forth, charges up, do a spin dash, hits the wall. And, you know, once you get the pattern down, like I stated before, it's not that hard to take down. It's going to do that, bounce in the air. Once you figure out the pattern, this thing is pretty much a breeze to take care of. At the time of this recording, Sony had the big, their big PlayStation 5 reveal, and I was really hoping to see something Ape Escape related, something Crash Bandicoot related, and you know, maybe something, but it was okay, folks. It wasn't what I was expecting. As I stated before in another playthrough part of my Steven Universe playthrough part, you know, they ported GTA 5 of all things to the PlayStation 5. It's like, why? That game is 7 years old. We don't need that on a brand new console. So they're porting GTA 5 and some other stuff that I'm not really going to get into because I've already kind of gotten into it before on the Steven Universe playthrough. So if you kind of want to know my thoughts, even though I'm not really supposed to be talking about, you know, PS5 events on a, you know, playthrough, but you know, it was just something I had to address as far as when it comes to something like that, and having it postponed, only to give us, you know, that news. I mean, like I stated before, it was okay, but I think it could have been better. We gotta wait for, if Nintendo's gonna do anything related to their Switch, because I believe the Switch is, 3 years old this year. I think it was 2007 when the Switch made its debut. But anyway, yeah, the Switch, they're, speaking of Switch, they're doing a big sale right now that I might have to check up on and see what that's about. But anyway, yeah, the I don't know what Nintendo's gonna be doing, if they're gonna do anything at all. I don't know yet. Now would be a good time to pretty much show off a Smash Bros. Character from the Smash Pass Volume 2. They said it was going to be an ARMS character. I never played the game, so I don't know what it's about, but I've seen it in, you know, Smash Bros. As a assist trophy, so, you know, whatever that ARMS character is going to be, hopefully it'll be a fun character, because I played with all the characters in the Smash Pass Volume 1, with my favorites being Terry and the and Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo and Kazooie, with them being my only two favorite characters within that pass. The other ones was okay, or I didn't play with enough to give a verdict on. Geesh, I can't say that word for some reason. But yeah, anyway, in this part, we do have a boss that's gonna remind me of Gunstar Heroes. Yeah, me and the co-host have a history on Gunstar Heroes. I don't remember if I told you folks or not. I might have, but I'm just gonna mention it again just in case. Folks, we were going to do a playthrough on Gunstar Heroes. We had everything set out. The thing is the last level where you have to play that board game, and we just couldn't. We just couldn't do it. So that's an instance of a scrap playthrough. Yeah, we're still planning on doing playthrough. I might let the co-host do Sonic Adventure. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the co-hosts will be able to do, you know, Sonic Adventure. We get that out the way for you folks. So I don't know. I just have a lot of stuff planned out for the future, and hopefully this year will be a good one as far as playthroughs and what that stuff. You know, getting a lot accomplished for this channel. We'll just have to see what it holds. So stage 13, Reginald. I can't even say that. It sounds like Tylenol, but it's Reginald. Yeah, I didn't see the other part, but it doesn't matter. This place right here was confusing as heck to navigate through, because you can see the kind of tunnels here that take you to different locations of this place. What you're not really seeing is, but I told you folks that this is my first time, like, well, this is my first time getting this far within the game, because this is the game that caused my my previous laptop to kind of crash and burn. But anyway, yeah, this stage right here, it's a little confusing to get. It was confusing for me because with it being my first time playing through it, I didn't know where the heck I was going. So what you folks aren't seeing is like a lot of backtracking that I was doing in order to progress through the stage. That's the magical power of editing, folks, at its finest. And as you can see right here, basically I'm just lost for better or worse words. But anyway, just to go on yet another tangent, Microsoft, their new console, like the PlayStation 5 console, I've seen a picture on Twitter being the biggest console of them all, with the Xbox Series X looking the bulkiest. So I don't know if it's because these new systems have a lot of processing power. That actually might be it. Just but yeah, I don't know. It's probably because it has a lot of processing power. But I'm just hoping for the PS5, and I don't think this is gonna happen. But a lot of people want backwards compatibility with the PS5. The only kind of confirmed article that I read is that it's gonna have PS4 compatibility, which is great. You know, you don't have to really get rid of your PS4 games just yet. And yeah, it's supposed to have PS4 backwards compatibility. We'll see when the game comes out and people start to review the console itself, that they're going to tell us if rather or not what games are compatible with it. I don't think it's going to do PS3 or PS2, because PS4, you can play PS2 and 3 games on PS4, but you can only do it through a streaming service, which is the PlayStation Now, which I just got because it's going for a ridiculously cheap amount that's only supposed to last until next week at the time of this recording. So get on that if you haven't already. By the time I upload this, it might be too late anyway, so we'll just see. But yeah, I decided to get on it. The only reason why I decided to do it is because I'm gonna be streaming some of those games that's on there for the Twitch channel, so I'm gonna be getting into that a lot more. I might do it for you know, this channel or the other channel as well. I have to see how things play out. So yeah, hopefully things will play out better. We just have to see what's what, and yeah, we'll just go with that. Hopefully me and the co-host can get back into that scrap playthrough, the Gunstar Heroes. before we can have at least a classic kind of shoot 'em up game for you folks. I have to talk to him and see if he's willing to do that, because Gunstar Heroes it's better to play it with a second person who actually knows what they're doing than to play it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's more fun to have somebody else with you through that adventure. So I'll talk to him, see if he wants to do it. If he's down with it, again, we'll show that off for you folks, but I have to check in with him. If not, then that pretty much stays in the graveyard of games that we're not going to let's play. So we'll see what's up, whatever's up, and I'll keep you guys posted. That's why I told this guy he needs to make his own Twitter account, but he don't want to do it, so you can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. So I just have to kind of speak on his behalf sometimes when it comes to stuff like that. So it is what it is, folks. We'll just keep it at that. But anyway, yeah, this place got just fan and wind hazard all over the place, folks. And if you don't be careful, you're gonna end up getting kind of sliced like I just did. And these tunnels, they have the tendency to push you forward. Some of them do have the tendency to push you upwards, so you can't enter them once you exit. And yeah, there were a couple of switches where we can pretty much just turn off the fan if you want to. I think that's the only way you can really proceed here, folks. I'm trying to see which is the better ability to tackle this Gunstar kind of boss with. As you can see, folks, if you ever played Gunstar before, they have a boss that's kind of similar to what's going on now with the enemies moving the way they are, and you know, attacking the way they are. It just for some reason gives me Gunstar vibes. It really does. But anyway, yeah, that game is fun. They do have a and what I mean by fun is the Gunstar game. This game is fun too, don't get me wrong. What I do mean is like they do have a sequel. I wouldn't necessarily call it a sequel to the Game Boy. Gunstar Heroes have a secret has a sequel for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know what it's called, but I do know it's there. So I don't know if I'll be able to get to that or not. But anyway, yeah, this is all that the boss entitles to. Just hitting it enough to the point where it explodes in a glorious fashion. The boss wasn't really that hard. It was more of a nuisance than anything. But yeah, we're getting close to the end of the part here, and we're getting pretty close to the end of the playthrough, folks. Only a couple more parts left, with one part being you know, kind of infuriating, but I'll get to that. But anyway, folks, you folks take care and have a good night. Peace.